These days, emotions run high during meetings of the Women's Committee in Butondo Township. Fear in the community is palpable. Butondo is located in Zambia's copper mining belt. The slag heaps from the mines begin right on the edge of town. Dust and poisonous fumes are making people sick.
What we mainly see are chest problems. We also have people bleeding from their noses, especially children. Many have irritated eyes and some have a rash.
4 years ago, the Zambian government sent a team of doctors to report on the consequences of mining for residents' health. Their final report was never made public. The residents of Butondo feel abandoned.
Since 2012, we haven't heard a word from the government about that report. We want that report. That's the reason why we're so angry. Nothing has happened since then. They must give us that report.
Peter Sinkamba is an environmental activist from Zambia. A few years ago, he founded the aid organisation Citizens for a Better Environment. He and his organisation support the women of Butondo.
Citizens for a Better Environment handles issues of ecological justice, and these people have undergone a lot of suffering because of environmental injustice. The mining operations here, which have affected them through the emissions, especially the acid mist emissions from the tailings leach plant, which the mining operation here has.
To make sure the people are being heard, Peter Sinkamba's organisation fights in court against the mining companies. The mining industry is the backbone of the Zambian economy. Mining companies are very powerful, and environmental concerns are extremely difficult to address. This copper ore heap in Butondo is sprayed every night with sulfuric acid. The wind carries the acid mist throughout the entire village. Peter Sinkamba used to be a successful businessman. Now he uses his public standing and his money to expose the conditions in Zambia's mining belt.
Initially, the mining company put up some mitigation measures, but they have not worked out. So since now there's an issue of the report, because the people were supposed to have been relocated, and it is very clear that government is not keen to get them out. So our next step is to go to court to try and force government to release a report.
The residents say acid rain is eating holes into the roofs of their houses, and nothing grows in the family gardens anymore. Children suffer the most from the severe environmental pollution. Elizabeth Nakazwe's grandson is at the doctor's office all the time.
The boy couldn't breathe and had pain in his chest. And he started bleeding from his nose and developed a rash. We went to the hospital, and he got an asthma inhaler. His father has the same problem. It started 3 years ago.
Access to the industrial park is barred for camera teams. While driving by, we see tanker trucks on the roadside. They are loaded with sulfuric acid. The copper ore heaps, like almost everything around Butondo, belong to the Swiss mining company Glencore.
This is the smelter which is responsible for the emissions affecting the people in terms of their chest problems, eye problems, and so on and so forth.
Back at Peter Sinkamba's office, the next group of people is waiting for his help. He says his mission is not over by a long shot. In 2013, he founded the Green Party of Zambia. By going into politics, he now plans to fight the consequences of Zambia's environmental destruction at the national level.